Today, we're going to be taking a look at two odd items. Well, not odd for the channel, really. We're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Superhero Vegeta and a tonsenarttoys accessory kit for the very Vegeta. And as far as it goes, typical box here for Vegeta, typical Figuarts box. This is actually my second SH Figuarts figure that I ever got after Proud Namekian and Piccolo. That's literally it. That's the box. Same superhero. The color never changes. They're all gold. And then this is just in a basic cardboard box with Vegeta's neck on it? Why? There's his back, I guess. I don't know. It's odd. Anyway, let's just get him out. Here we have Vegeta out of the box in his superhero attire. And as I said, this was my second ever Figuart, which is really odd to look back on. He was just the cheapest one, so that's why I picked him up. Yes, he is actually, believe it or not, still the cheapest one I've ever gotten, which is really weird. Because for how little he was in price, I mean, he was really, really good, though. Like, it makes no sense why he was ever that cheap. As far as it goes, it is Vegeta in his kind of training outfit, which is also the Majin Vegeta outfit, if I'm not mistaken, so that's pretty good. I mean, if you want to make it custom. The head swap does work with the Super Saiyan Blood one, the Super Saiyan Vegeta. That's also a basic release. The head swap does work. So if you did want to do that, it's definitely something you can do. I did it before in the past. And as far as he goes, detailing-wise, the arms are pretty plain. He's literally just regular arms with some gloves on. That's Vegeta for you. Torso is actually the only new aspect, I think, other than maybe the head. It's just basically a baggy shirt, and the pants are actually the same as every other Vegeta I own, which are typical pants with some boots going on. So he's actually majority reuse. It's really just the torso that's new, if I'm being honest. There's not much more they really could have changed, though. Like, why not, I guess, reuse the arms? They're just blue before, now they're just flesh tone. That's it. They're just his flesh tone. That's all. The head's intriguing because it is the superhero head, so it does have a bit more depth to it, I guess. A little bit more detailing. I don't know, the superhero figures always do have that weird 3D look, like they should, because the movie is a 3D movie compared to the rest of Dragon Ball. But it is a little odd how they do decently capture it. The only other thing here is on the chest that this is painted compared to the sculpt, so it is a little bit different. You can't really tell in the lighting right now, but sometimes it is pretty noticeable. And they did kind of miss a little bit there, where it's still a little blue. So, it's a little odd. But as far as it goes, that is basically the main figure. So let's get into the accessories that come with Vegeta. So starting out with the accessories, we of course have the basic fist accessory. Yay! We then have Vegeta's fighting stance hands, his grabbing hands, and then his ki blast hands, which are all basic hands. And then he also has his thumbs up hand, or pointing to himself. They're all Vegeta regular hands. He always comes with those hands. I think every release of Vegeta I own comes with those hands. There's no difference, no nothing. It's just always the same. And then as far as faces are concerned with Vegeta, we have the basic neutral face, the teeth grit face, the yelling face, and the sly smirk face. Which, again, all basic Vegeta faces. If they don't include the smirk face, it's a disappointment. That's all I gotta say. He has to have some kind of cocky grin. He always has to. It's just a necessary thing. But that's the basic accessories, but that's not everything. Because, again, we have this little tonsenarttoys add-on kit here, which are all hand accessories. Opening the box on camera. Boom. Look at that stuff. We have effect parts, lots of effect parts, and 2 extra hands, and an arm piece. So let's kind of get these out and take a look at them. Anyway, so to take a look at the tonsenarttoys accessory kit, it comes with a couple of things. So first and foremost, the hands that you get are for 2 of the effect parts. So the kind of karate chop looking hand goes with this effect, which I think is more like a blocking of a blast, maybe. And then we have him charging up a blast, I guess his Gallic gun, because it is purple. And then you have this effect part here, which actually just slides over his fist. And that's all you do with it. That's legitimately it. You just slide that over, and then he has this big purple effect part. Maybe it's a Gallic gun, maybe it's not. I don't know. Use it as you will. And then you have the arm section. Now, I will install all these parts, obviously, but we're going to do this. So you just have to come in here and do the typical twist off of the arm for Vegeta. I was assuming this would come off pretty easy because it's, again, seems to be a repaint of all the other Vegetas, and this is the only one out of all the Vegetas I own that doesn't come with the crossed arms, which is kind of odd because every other one does, but this one doesn't. And essentially, you just add that on there, and that is him putting on his glove. That is what you do. I'm sure we'll have a better picture of it, but yeah, essentially, this is pretty tight. I actually just drilled out the inside of it, if I'm being honest. I took a screwdriver that fit in, and I just took out the lip. So now it goes on pretty easily with no issues, if I'm being honest with you. I guess I should put the hands on instead of putting on his regular hand. Which, you know what? We'll install the hands, and we're going to put his arm back on, because it looks a little weird with the no arm. So here we have the first one, which, as I said, I think is more of a deflecting of a blast more than anything. That's what it seems to look like to me, like he's just deflecting it out of the air. I don't know who would have shot it, but you know what? It's there. It's something you can do with them. It looks pretty cool. And then we have his blast hand, which, yeah, that looks pretty great. Honestly, that looks really nice. No issues here. Again, they're all pretty basic effect parts, but they're all nice effect parts. And that is it for Vegeta's accessories and, of course, the upgrade kit. So let's get into the articulation, which is pretty good, actually. Ball jointed head. It's the basic Vegeta stuff, if we're being completely honest. Forward and back, outward. He does have a really nice butterfly joint, which is really good. The other ones don't have quite as good, so it is mostly due to the new torso on this figure. Swivel. The double elbow is there, but it's not really a super double elbow. And he does have the typical hand articulation. The waist area does everything you need there. Swivels, forward and back, outward, knee joint, dumbbell feet, and of course a toe bend. And that is essentially it for Vegeta in his superhero appearance. And what are my final thoughts on him? As far as it goes, he's pretty good. I mean, there's not really any issues here with him. I mean, he's a Vegeta, and if you like Vegeta, you're going to like this guy. I don't think he's that bad, especially for the price you're going to pay for him. He's not super expensive. He's a basic figure, and he just recently got a re-release in stores in the US. So if you are looking to find him, he's probably still kicking around. And I mean, he's just a good figure, in my opinion, especially if you need a Vegeta. Now, me personally, I like the armor more than this design, but I know there's people out there like this design more than the armor, so it's really just dependent on what you like. He still goes on my superhero shelf perfectly fine, so there's not really an issue there, and I do have my armored Vegetas, 2 of them. Maybe a third one if that one with this head ever gets released. Yes, there was one teased that was just the base Vegeta with the Saiyan armor, which is really weird, if I'm being honest. Like, it's something that probably should have came out a long time ago. But yeah, as far as he goes, he gets a recommend. He's not a 5 out of 5 by any means. He's more like a 3, but it's mainly just due to the basic accessories. The tonsenarttoys, though, man, that takes it up a good bit because it gives him stuff. It really does. It gives him some stuff to do. It gives him some effects, and I can use them with my other Vegetas, which is nice because I had my Super Saiyan Vegeta in a Gallic gun pose for the whole time I've owned him. And yeah, it just kind of looks stupid without the blast, I'm not going to lie. But that is essentially it for Vegeta. This has been my review of Superhero Vegeta. This has been Delete signing out.